Welcome to our show Unspoken Realities, where we discuss controversial issues pertaining to society at large. My name is Abayomi Arodu Courage. With me here is, and we are your hosts for today. Today we're going to be discussing a very important topic, corruption. And we have with us a very special guest.
He is the HOD of International Relations Department, Christian University Abeokuta, a member of Amnesty International, member of International Institute for Professional Security, MIIPS, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, and the Ikoyi Lions Club. He's a passionate associate professor and executive manager with more than 35 years of skills. Welcome, sir, to Unspoken Realities, Dr. Olawumi Jordan.
Thank you very much for having me.
To begin with, sir, there have been various perspectives or definitions towards corruption. Is one of the former presidents of Nigeria said, and I quote, "Stealing is not corruption," which I totally do not agree with. Sir, I'd like to know what your take is on what corruption is in Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you very much. The term corruption is not really a word as we think it is. It's really a concept. And corruption actually covers the entire gamut of illegalities. In other words, it's not just when you steal money that you are deemed corrupt. Corruption entails cases of impunity, and when people also cut corners in government contracts, and when you employ people to places that they are not fitting. The acronym or the word for that is nepotism. So nepotism is also is a form of corruption, where you employ people or you give contracts to people because they're your relations or people from your religious background or ethnicity. So usually when we talk about corruption in Nigeria, we look at when people steal government money. But it's beyond that. When you look at the entire gamut of the infrastructural system, the ministry, departmental agencies of government that are moribund, is because there's a lot of nepotic activities where people are given positions. It's like putting square peg in a round hole. That's part of corruption. But importantly, if you're given a responsibility to do, and you are not carrying out that responsibility forthrightly, it's also a form of corruption. Look at the employment system in Nigeria. If you want to join the police, for instance, today, if you don't know somebody who knows somebody, then you cannot even get in. You cannot get into the police or the military or the security system. And if you want to come to Chrysler University as a lecturer, sometimes, if you don't know somebody who can talk to the vice chancellor, you may not actually be employed. Those are corrupt practices.
Everybody, my name is Seth Chisom, and to add to what our guest speaker has already said, I'd like to say that I believe there is lack of transparency and lack of accountability in the government because our leaders have failed to, let us know and give us full information of what goes on and how they do everything. And I believe there's also fear of, retaliation from the citizens, and this has made the whole, should I say, democracy thing go to shred because we are not able to speak our minds and we're not able to express ourselves the way we ought to. So I'd really like to ask, how long do you think this would go on in our country? Thank you.
Thank you, Shisom. I think that's a very important question. For how long will it go on? It will go on as long as the civil society refuse to act. To study a philosopher that is called Clausewitz. He actually simplifies society to mean three things. In other words, he devised a concept that is called the Trinitarian concept, where he actually put a society into a triangle. In other words, you have the government at the top of the triangle, you have the people at the base, and the military at the other base. So if you draw a triangle, you see the government, the people, and the military. What I want my audience to understand that if a society is made up of three things, namely the government, the people, and the military, and the government is carrying out this kind of corruption, you must remember that it is you that gave them the power. You actually relinquish your sovereignty to the government. To do what? To manage your resources for you. In other words, to equitably distribute the social welfare of the society. They are supposed to manage your resources. But if they are there and they are stealing your resources, it is almost on you to actually take back the power you give them. So the challenge in Nigeria is that there's impunity because the civil society has been very, very quiet. They have been very docile, and they are very much afraid. And that's why sometimes it seems I'm very popular in Nigeria, because I come out to talk to the powers. Because what they are doing is wrong, and the power does not reside in them. The power actually resides in the people. So I think the lesson here is that the people should take back their power from the corrupt leaders by coming out to actually protest and perhaps chase them out of the government house. So the solution to the corruption in Nigeria resides actually with the civil society.